And we have substitutions on Rush Hour 4 as well. Violet swapped into the mid lane, so I believe he's like a bit of an just happened, apparently.
Last second substitution. So the brothers will be taking the rift together in top and mid lane. Violet obviously coming out of bot lane for the Chiefs in the LCP last year. Made it to the promo relegations tournament in Taipei to potentially look for a spot, unfortunately losing out to Inferno Esports, but back again looking to dominate the domestic scene. Ambassador banned away by SkullBullet, wanting to deny that away from old Mogwin or Doraemon.
Yeah, weird that you see that band on the blue side. Probably means that Daya is not necessarily comfortable in that. Neither is Goosey, because the champion just feels way too strong, especially in the jungle role. But they will be taking away that Victor. I want to say, I feel like when Violet has played mid in various tournaments, he's a bit, much like Praedyth, actually a bit of an Ari one-trick pony. So we'll see if that does come through for them. It seems like if you're an AD carry and you play mid lane occasionally, that's the champion you reach for. As we're banning some weird stuff. I think we've just loaded up Violet's OPGG.
I think it's more even, honestly. That guy has played some weird and wonderful champions in the jungle. Notably, Kha'Zix has been one that he's pulled out a couple of times. So I think the Zed more likely banned away from the jungle necessarily from the mid lane, but Zinc is copped a lot of prior here. Victor and Syndra banned away from in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, if this is an emergency substitution and Violet is not necessarily stepping into that, from a place of comfort, maybe you do just take away some tools away from Zinc. He's a very good player, so I expect him to do quite well in that matchup. But yeah, Evelyn, we have to talk about this player because he has looked incredible in every tournament we've seen him in. The Lee Sin has been a standout, and that one is still available if you want to reach for that, but often it is going to be those standard things like the Xin Zhaos, like the Pantheons that come out in that first rotation. I am so keen, Mr. Panda, for us to get to some best of series League of Legends, so we can see some extra stuff come out in these picks and bans. Because right now it's just you just kind of draft from the tier list and you just go completely fine.
Absolutely. The Rise picked up here for Zinc in that mid lane. Orianna let through, so that will be taken by Violet. Pretty stock standard, pretty safe, pretty easy to execute. You just give it that ball delivery system for Evelyn, and well, actually, to be fair, he's not the one most known for the ball delivery system champions. He's sort of that solo queue jungler where I'm just going to carry this game. You guys can be along for the ride. But the Yunara for Praedyth down the bot lane, again, two very, very scary picks already for Rush Hour 4.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the Varus locked in. Now, Varus on hit was buffed, and I've been seeing some people trying out the crit build. I don't know if that's very good, but that could be a possibility. Nico Lockaway is interesting because it doesn't deny the Lulu. And I was going to say Jinx Lulu would be the obvious crack back here, but it looks like they're going for something that's going to be a bit more priority focused. Try to sort of bully their way through the lane and then have someone go low, and then you try and come in with some sort of heavy ganking jungler. Could be the angle they go for, but we're heading into those second phase of bans, and junglers have there's no jungles on the table, so we just take away things like the Vi.
Yeah, I mean, Varus Nico is a pretty scary combo, especially when it comes team fight time. That Nocturne banned away from Evelyn, that standard pairing that we've seen time and time again with the Orianna. So, I mean, Mundo, okay. So Rush Hour 4 are laying down the gauntlet and saying, if you don't ban him here, we are 100% picking that Malphite in the jungle for Evelyn.
Yeah, and not something we've seen a lot of recently. Definitely took some nerfs. So it makes sense if you've got two very immobile carries in the Varus and the Rise that you can just press R on and find that target. Even the Nico as well, going to be pretty susceptible to that one. But could be certainly the Lockaway, and if you've got an Orianna, put the ball on her. It's basically like a Nocturne, but slightly better because you kind of send people skywards once you do it. So Knock Up is very good because it's true CC. Can't nullify it in any way, so you can just let the Yunara rip after that. It makes a lot of sense.
Unfortunately, I think Rush Hour 4 may have just gotten onto the fact that they've backed themselves into a little bit of a hole, where if they pick Malphite, the smart response from SkullBullet is just slam Silas. There is just an answer. As much as Malphite is the go-to counter to a Malphite in the jungle, Silas is arguably a little bit better. So they're going to go for the Sion top lane for Doraemon. Potentially could be a Sion jungle. I have seen it over the last couple of weeks. I hate that I can say that I've seen it over the last couple of weeks, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, it certainly is. I don't really want to see it. That's possibly the Zahungle. We will get confirmation on that very shortly, as it is going to be the B5 pick coming through for SkullBullet. And I don't hate this draft, actually. You've got a decent mix of damage. That's going to be the Zatop. with the Lee Sin denial in the jungle. So if anyone knows how to play against Lee Sin, it is going to be Evelyn. But he is just going to pick up one of those standard picks. So Rush Hour 4 have decided that they are better than their opponents, and they're just going to play standard and make it work.
Yeah, I mean, Xin Zhao coming in, stock standard, safe jungler, plays incredibly well, still a ball delivery system. It is going to do a lot to make this game very, very hard for both Goosey and Daya, who are trying to get close, even Linsanity. So I think, yeah, Rush Hour 4 have given themselves a great little draft. SkullBullet, it's not a bad draft by any stretch of the imagination. They've got some incredibly strong picks in their own right that could make this a little bit harder to play. But as we jump into it, final game of the day, we're heading to the Rift. SkullBullet taking on Rush Hour 4.
And Rush Hour 4, of course, coming in as the big favorites, really looking to see what they can do in this game. We're expecting the win. It's just a question of how they get that win, because we've seen a lot from the team. Praetor has been absolutely stellar when he has played for them. Violet definitely had a bit of a rough one when they did go down to UNSW Howl, who, I keep saying it, don't underestimate the intervarsity teams. The competition is fierce over there, and they can pull out some stuff that can surprise you. Is going to be that pokey version of the Varus on Wrangle's back, so he will be able to get some priority off this. It's just a question of what the Lee Sin can get done with that control in the lane.
Yeah, it does shift a little bit of onus in terms of DPS to the rest of SkullBullet rather. But, I mean, Lee Sin can quite comfortably build into a little bit more damage. Doesn't have to go outright tank that Sundered Sky into a Black Cleaver. He's going to be pumping out a lot of punishment. And off the back of this lethality Varus, that potent Varus just setting up for them to ultimately pull that trigger and go for the execute.
Yep, 100%. Trying to just keep Praetor honest in lane. And if you can't beat him in a straight up 1v1, straight up honest team fight, then why not just go for the poke option? Just try and dominate the lane from there. Makes a lot of sense. I love Violet going for this Comet, really just putting the screws to Zinc on the rise, who won't have the ability to crack back quite as hard. So just really making sure that matchup gets maximized. We often see the Summon Airy for similar reasons, because it kind of gives you even more hurt on your auto attacks, but this just makes those short trades just even more harsh from the side of Violet. And, we talk about lane priority. Wrangle.
Oh, Linsanity going for the flash forward, but in from behind, here's Goosey. Doesn't matter. It's Wrangle to pick up the first blood, and Mighty Bulldog nowhere to go as the Sonic Wave disconnect, and a cheeky little play from the Tri-Brush of Rush Hour 4 nets them 2 very, very nice kills, and a lack of vision down on this bot side coming back to bite Rush Hour 4 significantly.
What camps did the Lee Sin take? Wait, hang on. Did he do Raptors into bot side gank?
He did.
That's psychopathic.
He didn't even do Raptors. He just completely started in Rush Hour 4's bot side jungle.
I did not even see that. I was looking at the map, trying to figure out what he did. So he split map, and then just full cleared the top right quadrant, went straight into the bot side, got the gank. Kind of heads up by Goosey. Kind of crazy. He is going to be able to pick up a lot of his jungle here, but this is kind of bonkers. It is still going to be dead even at the end of the day. But as far as the Poke Varus and the Nico go, that's a great start. It's everything you want. Goosey is going to potentially be spotted on a ward here, so...
Triple bust Evelyn in this game, on top of the fact that there was a kill picked up. Yeah, look, there was a kill picked up by Evelyn in the mid lane. They do get that successful gank onto Zinc, but Goosey very much being rewarded for his aggression at the moment. Even was looking to threaten some of those camps on respawn, but there is just nothing up right now for Evelyn.
Yeah, he's not even clearing his own camps. He's looking for this fight because he's got the level 4 advantage. That Q is going to go wide, so he's going to walk back into his own jungle and look to finish his clear. Going to walk away with a decent little camp advantage. This topside matchup is also winning for him. So outside of that mid lane, everything's kind of okay for SkullBullet at this point. And Goosey can just complete his clear and look to kind of rinse repeat on that bot lane, where it looks like that wave is being relatively held quite safely at bay. That is going to crash, so never mind.
Yeah, I mean, look,
come on, man.
It's one of those things. It has been discussed since those changes came into the game in terms of speeding up spawns. It is that much harder to regain after those early invades because lane prio is so much more important now. And if you don't have a lane that has that winning prio, you're just never going to get that bailout. You need to try and equalize. But picking up that kill on the Zinc in the mid lane early has done a little bit to save Evelyn from the situation he could have found himself in.
Ooh, Deo getting beat down. Has gone for the Conqueror on the Zehen, so Won't have that extra health. Won't be able to take those short trades as effectively. Goosey looking in the wings. If Violet steps up, which I don't even know if he's quite low enough to even be threatened. So yeah, Goosey's going to rip the cord. He's going to go straight into his bot side jungle.
Oh, come on, Shockwave is going to be there. Big damage done onto Zinc. Looking for the rundown here. Goosey was potentially looking for an angle over the wall, and Violet has to know. The only reason Zinc could be sticking around is if there was a jungle here.
He's going to shepherd this wave in.
Yeah, he's going to usher it to yeah, I mean, it's a bold call to stick around here for Zinc, and yeah, he takes some punishment for it.
Yeah, both sides kind of really tempting fate here, though, because Violet doesn't have a lot of mana to his name. So he's going to try and dunk another wave, really just put the screws to Zinc and then look for his reset. Goosey in bot lane.
Praetor is being hounded. Goosey's going to be there. There's a minion potentially looking for that jump forward, but Ewood coming in on the backside. This is a dangerous spot for Insanity and Wrangle now as they look to jump in, look for that turnabout play, and Praetor might just be able to collect the kill. The slow, it's an egregious slow, and it will be Praetor to collect the turnaround kill. Sonic Wave does connect with Goosey. I don't know if you want to be taking that, jumps himself away to a minion. That could have been disastrous.
Could have been a disaster because Praetor, once he had that passive stacked up, the cultivation on the Q, he just does so much more damage than Wrangler could ever hope to do over the stretch of the fight, and has that extra movement speed from the E, from the Lulu, so just running them down at the tail end of that fight got a little bit sketchy. It's relatively even, still that slight advantage to Rush Hour, and I don't think you want to see that as SkullBullet. They've had their struggles throughout the tournament. This is definitely going to be one of their biggest yet. Props to them for keeping this even up until that point, but it does feel like there's that inevitability creeping in where this very experienced roster will just turn it on and kind of drown you out of this game.
Absolutely. Insanity looking for something mid. Bulldog is there, but you can already see just the level disparity leaning towards rushing for Goosey's at it again. In the jungle of Evelyn, he's going to get the red buff. He knows he's got it on timer. That is freely his. And Evelyn just going to finish off those Krugs and look to try and mop up what he can remaining in his jungle. Cheeky. I love it. Oh, Wrangler's died.
Oh, I hate to say it. I was going to say I love this from Goosey because if this is a very experienced roster. This is literally some of the best competitive players we've had in the region. Cheese them. Get out that Gouda. Just go crazy on them. Try and get into the jungle, steal away stuff on timer, and go for a full damage build. Looks like Goosey's actually going to go for the Eclipse. So, yeah, for sure, do it. Unfortunately, the issue is that you are facing down Praetor and Bulldog, and your bot lane will just eventually get outplayed. And Praetor is stacking up that little bit of a lead for himself. It's going to be that 700 to the good. Bulldog stopping Linsanity's backs, making his life miserable. Wait a second.
Stuck around, killing spree onto the Yunara. They're not going to run down Wrangler as well. No mana left for Praetor, so it's likely not going to net a kill. But even still, that was a freebie that should never have gone this Yunara's way. 1,000 gold lead at the 8-minute mark, and well, even more to be found as well as they're going to clear this wave, crash yet more under the tower, make it harder for Wrangler. Evelyn's here to boot. Salt's in the wound. Chains of corruption go out, so does the crescent sweep, but the wild growth going to keep Bulldog alive, and yet another payday in pocket for Praetor.
Bulldog, even though he's rooted, is able to use the Glitter Lance to pick up the aggro just as the Chains of Corruption CC is fading, so he's able to do his job perfectly despite the peeling attempt from Wrangle.
Oh,
Deo might be picking up something here.
I don't know why he's walking back into that, but Deo has the passive stacked up. He is a fighting force. It's going to wear off, though. Those stacks now all but gone, but look at the damage in and of itself that the Saheen is doing.
Yeah, it's not a fun matchup, but Doraemon is doing a good job just being a tank. He's just there to soak up the pressure and show up in late game team fights with a massive health bar. So Zahan, as much as he does scale quite nicely, it does feel like you want to kind of put the pressure on just that little bit more, maybe get Goosey up there. Speaking of, he has found his way into the mid lane.
Looking for an angle onto Violet, does dash forward onto the ward. The Dragon's Rage, Sonic Wave going to be there. Can they find the kill? Violet just holding on. Evelyn not coming in to support because she's more worried about the grubs. Flash not going to be there, and it will be run down. Zinc gets a bit of revenge with help from Goosey.
Definitely what you want to see, actually. Getting that kill into Zinc is going to really help close a little bit of that gap in the mid lane. Speaking of gaps, Praetor has done it again. Also has Bulldog. We need to give the supports their due. He's pretty good at AD carry.
Yeah, look,
and
for a very long time. Brayless has been up there amongst the best in the region on the bot lane. 1,700 gold clear of the next richest player at 10 minutes.
Yeah, and when you're a team on SkullBullet who have gone for this lethality Varus, you won't have DPS to speak of until the Rise comes online. So your ability to take fights that are just honest, contested, 5v5s, that doesn't happen. That's a fully completed Kraken Slayer, and
on top
building
of
up towards
a 10-minute Mikhail's for Bulldog.
Yeah.
So good luck sticking to Praedyth at all.
Yeah, thanks for looking at the support items, because I really wasn't. I was looking at the boom damage Kraken Slayer.
Support to represent 2.4k gold at 10 minutes with no signs of easing off.
That just shuts you down so hard. You know, you've got the Chains of Corruption, that just becomes irrelevant. Already have the Cleanse on Praedyth, which is on cooldown at the moment, but there's a chance he just plays to bait that cooldown out, and then just turns and burns with so much damage from this point out. So Wrangle and Linsanity really gonna have to be on notice here.
Wranglebub's land, as does the Piercing Arrow, but yeah, look, it's kind of fraudulent damage at this point, especially with Evelyn down on the bot side. Eclipse is finished for Goosey, so he is going to be a reasonably significant damage threat come team fights. Or even, not even team fights, just ganks. But realistically, you haven't got a great lane to gank at any point in Evelyn. Going to be walking over this control ward, and Linsanity and Wrangle are going to have to calculate how are they going to be able to play this one. The Realm Warp
We've seen this movie before.
No TP is going to be there. It's a full collapse down to the bot lane, and they're hunting Wrangle right now. Chains of Corruption go out. Bulldog not even going to pop the Mikhail's Crescent Sweep. It's almost a solo bolo onto the Varus there by a Xin Zhao. Luckily though, Goosey comes in the flash. Wild Growth combo, Goosey. Polymorph to boot. They get so much out of it for a couple of ultimates to kill there onto Linsanity. Goosey falls. Command Shockwave! And Zinc falls too. The last time I saw a Goosey throw this big, it was the Melbourne Storm up 14-0 over the Broncos, and they still lost the damn game.
And there is the rugby reference from Blue Panda. You can set your clock by it. Fear it, dread it, it always comes. But speaking of fearing and dreading, that dive, you saw it coming from a mile away. You could see the cavalry being called in by SkullBullet, but there's just nothing they can do when Praedyth is this far ahead. And Evelyn has the support of Bulldog.
Dore up big. The solo bolo. No one's expecting the Sion to kill a Zaheen in lane, but Dore's just done it in spades.
Oh god, the Wong brothers are out in full force on the Rift. There's just the E into the tag. Daya doesn't have the passive stacked up. And then Dore just presses R on him, and it's an easy pickup. This is just going so good for Rush Hour 4. Needed to see this from them. Violet is dead.
They get the one, get something back, but a 5.5k goal lead at 12.5 minutes. Oh, and Goosey's missed his timing. He had the camps on timers, and Evelyn has reclaimed his jungle. He's even finished his pet. So he's up a decent... Okay, and Wrangle's dead again.
Oh, it's happened again. Praedyth and Bulldog just doing whatever they want. Also has... I was going to say it's the Runons, but I completely forgot about this item. Fiend Husband Bolt. Every time Praedyth presses R, he just kind of takes your head off with 3 guaranteed crit / true damage. Not a lot you can do here as Goosey, besides keep trying to be annoying.
Oh, and Evelyn still gets the Grom, and he's hunting down Goosey. Wants a bit of revenge. Dragon's Rage back over the wall. Return to sender on Mogwin. Oh, and Goosey, he is well and truly overstayed his welcome. Praedyth here, transcends, goes forward, and Violet forces the flash away from Zinc. And Rush Hour 4 hits the box office to great fanfare.
They are definitely doing it to him on SkullBullet. Not finding any success.
Kills in the hands of Praedyth, by the way. Oh, it's about to be more. Wrangle falls. That's number 11. He's looking to run down Zinc. That's going to be 12 of 15. Can they find Lynn? No, they're going to give it over to Violet.
Linsanity gets to dance on them. So I'll be completely honest. I was trying to remember who is in Rush Hour. I know it's Jackie Chan.
Tucker, Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Is Chris Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. So there's some easy ones there. You know, we've got Lee Sin in the game. He's kicking people, but he's not really on the winning side of this. So it doesn't really feel like you can make those sort of jokes. Evelyn, how did he die?
They collapsed on him. So there was like 4 people. So he's in the middle of it, and then Praedyth rocks up and cleans up even more kills.
See, I was distracted by trying to think about Rush Hour.
There you go. So 4.5k gold clear of the richest member of SkullBullet is Praedyth currently. Oh, and he's 5,500, 5.7 thousand gold clear of his lane opponent, has the Hex Optics, and there is not a single damn item finished in Wrangle's inventory.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're a Varus. He really wanted to be the guy pushing the pace in that lane, but we talk about the Varuses with the lethality build as something that can get priority, but it needs to be hitting those arrows and doing significant damage to have that priority, and that did not happen. Brucey, you gonna land a Q.
Oh, he's gonna do it. Polymorph. Yeah, it is the Lulu. Oh, that's Praetor. He's legendary now. Oh, and Brucey follows up the Sonic Wave. It's TOR to steal it. Deserved, honestly.
Yeah, deserves some credit. He's been putting in hard yards.
Praetor is... How many of 19 kills? Okay, Eagle's found one. Day is dead. 13 of what is now... Okay, so he's going to get a passive prop. Yeah. 13 of 19 kills, by the way.
Channel the Q and...
Honestly, they're just playing with their food at this point. Poor Daya just has to take it on the chin.
Like, one day he would have been able to move his character.
So 15 of 20 kills, a 75% kill participation rate, and Praetor gets it! Praetor still gets it!
Gives over the shutdown, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Insanity.
No,
Could he get this?
Full commit onto the Lulu, but
one auto.
No! Run, Lulu! Okay, shutdown there. 1,600 gold in shutdowns on the bot lane duo of Rush Hour 4. Oh, in comes Goosey. Linsanity's still dead. Violet's here. This is just an absolute mess of a game. Goosey gets his one, takes out his jungle counterpart, and then Violet mops it up 24-8, 16.5 minutes in, and an 11k gold lead.
My only regret is that this is not exactly the final game of the group stage, but it definitely has the vibe and feel of one. Because I think we've just decided on SkullBullet's side that we're coming in with a substitute roster. We weren't really matching up for our opposition anyway. Let's just send it and see what happens. And I've loved the efforts from Goosey to just be an absolute pain in the side of Evelyn. But at some point something's going to give.
Oh,
and
he transcends, forces the flash away. Praetor is just... okay, Wrangle's dead. It's fun. 16 kills. This might be the highest single... Wrangle is like level 12. No, he's not even level 12. He can't be. He's level 9.
Level 9.
He's about to be 3 levels down on Praetor.
Oh, God. So, bit of a lesson about
currently,
Legends.
He's about to be 5 levels down on Dore.
Oh, God.
Oh, Day is dead.
Eventually.
Dore on the Scion is on a rampage. Oh, they get Praetor again. He's gone from an 8 KD to now I think it's just shy of a 5. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know why Goosey's jumping back in there, but he sold the farm. Zeke's got 28-9, by the way.
I landed the chains, guys. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh. Wait, hang on.
It's not an unhit Varus. There's no damage to follow this one up.
I hit chains. Oh, no.
There's going to be 2 hits, me hitting the chains of corruption and then me hitting the floor.
And that'll show up. That'll learn him. Teleport in. Seems ill-advised.
Yeah, Daya, he's going to stack the passive, so he gets 1 and a bit lives. They're not going to get the kill on the Dore. Oh, he doesn't even get the passive. Okay.
Okay, so I see the vision. Evelyn was low on mana. There was a chance he could have ran out of mana and had to kill you with his auto attacks, which he basically did anyway. Yeah. So Praetor having this level lead. Quick lesson about League of Legends. Levels matter in terms of giving you your defensive stats if you're an AD carry, because that's free.
So
and that's why he gets to do that.
Okay, so Wrangle has been level 9 for the better part of 4 minutes now. Oh, Praetor's not done.
Why wouldn't he be?
So since the last time Wrangle died, he has not been able to level up.
Yeah, and that's why he's so squishy. Because
17 and 3. More than half of the team's kills are currently held by Praetor. Yeah,
so like Praetor looks at him and he kind of evaporates. We're engaging again.
Yeah, okay, so 2/3 of the kills are currently 66% kill participation for Praetor. And okay, soloed Zaheen by an Orianna. Okay. By a substitute who traditionally plays bot lane.
I think he has played mid in a couple of tournaments. I feel like he has. But, yeah, like he's... Jay is getting
So the game is about
ran.
to end before Baron spawns as the inhibitor falls into the lane. Evoid he's under the Nexus towers, but Kirsty the Wild Growth. That is the 19th kill for Praden. Can he crack a 20 bomb by the game's end? Crypt Herald in, Zink in trouble. Praden runs forward and Wrangle dies to give the 20 bomb to Praden. And he's looking for more. Can he get 21? Daya, what is he going to be able to do? They pulled TOR in, but he's a tanky boy. That's another one. Goosey falls. Praden gets, he doesn't actually, it's Evelyn to steal it. And Violet
and Evelyn, you scumbags. The
20
pentakill
minutes,
was
the
on the
Baron
plate.
has been spawned for all of 10 seconds as the Nexus will now fall. But they're gonna milk it a little bit. Give that Baron a little bit of uptime before the game inevitably ends. 20 minutes. 20. Just end the game. There we go. 2025. Last year's game ended today.
And I predicted a stomp coming in. I predicted a bit more of a stomp than we saw from the last game. I think a lot of people did. Like, props to SkullBullet. That was our qualifier team. They came in. They did their absolute darndest, and I want to see more of these players. But that's what happens when you kind of face off against the best players in the region. Probably some of the best players in the region. Not much to say. They tried. Rush Hour 4 looked pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to think of a joke revolving around Rush Hour 4 and Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. So if you got anything, like, hit me with it.
I mean, Jackie Chan still does his own stunts. So I don't know if he does recently, but he did for the better part of his career, and he's still going to be, snapping necks and kicking butts and taking names. So, I mean, realistically, I don't even know if there is a metaphor. SkullBullet, they tried. I mean, you're a qualified team.
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it. You know that stunt that Jackie Chan did in, I think it was Police Story 2, where he had to slide down that chandelier and cut up his hands?
Yeah.
That was the trajectory for SkullBullet in that game. They jumped, they tried to go for it, they grabbed the chandelier, and their hands got shredded on the way down.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're a team coming through the qualifier, you're playing with the big dogs. You're in a situation like this, in a situation anywhere, a team in that situation like SkullBullet was, you're not expecting the teams that were there, the teams that have been established for the longest times, the teams with players that have been playing in Oceania for the better part of a decade to pull their punches, and they were never going to. Rush Hour 4 does not. And credit to SkullBullet, they did a couple of things throughout that game. They got a couple of kills. They actually put a bit of work in early. Goosey, to his credit, really did make that a little bit harder for Evelyn than it could have been otherwise. But yeah, I mean, having a look at how things round out at the end of the day, it does paint a little bit more of a picture, but it's a complete white from the left-hand side of the screen. No real upsets today. Everything was as expected.
Yeah, I would love to actually hear from production if we can. I feel like Blue Side has won nearly every game in this tournament. The Blue Side win rate is completely absurd. First pick right now, especially things like the Ambassador and the Rise, just too damn good. But yeah, the expected results in a lot of these games, we kind of tipped going in that basically every single team on that left side would be winning, but we'll be seeing the group stages, and this is how we're rounding out. Remember, there is a set of games to be played tomorrow, so still some stuff to be decided, but overall, I want to say a lot of expected results, but the journey to get there in terms of how close a lot of these games have been between some of our best teams versus teams that we didn't really have a lot of expectations going in for has been really exciting.
Interestingly enough, though, by the end of tomorrow, we could have two different groups with three-way ties in both groups A and D, which is rather interesting. But, I mean, as it stands, Rich Dynasty stand away and clear at the moment. Cat with Sombrero, much the same. Look, there might be... So there will be potentially a tie in the first seed position of Group C, but there's no one that can test beyond that. Whoever wins tomorrow from Group C will be the second team joining qualification alongside the Cats. But look, entertaining as anything today. I'll say that.
Couple of stomps, but they were fun to cast, and it's been an absolute pleasure casting alongside you. And I'm really keen to see how the rest of this tournament turns out after our final day of group stage games, heading into the playoffs. We will be looking at those best of games, so the drafts will get a lot more fun. We can assure you of that. We'll get to see some variation as we go into the fearless stages of the tournament and really see these teams orient themselves, because best of ones versus a best of series is a very different ball game, and this is where we're going to see the rubber hit the road. It's where we're going to see champion pools and your your whole game plan get challenged.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something even at the top levels of play, we've seen an interesting development changing from those best of ones to a best of threes where, you have to be a little bit more thought out in terms of the draft, because as the series gets deeper and deeper, that changes how the implications fold out in terms of that draft. But for now, we are done and dusted. One more day, of course, before we head towards that playoff sweep. And thank you so much for joining me. Unfortunately for all the fans at home, they've booked me twice this weekend. So I will be back tomorrow with yet another of our wonderful casters. Until then, see you tomorrow. Have a good one.